In the book we talk about the idea of a process step contribution. Each process step should be adding value, should be converting the raw material coming in to something we want out of that process step. We're going to have material inputs and human resource inputs and financial inputs into that process. If we're not getting the full conversion of the value coming in, not being produced in saleable and useful product, then that difference is going to be the waste. And if that waste is a big proportion of the value we're putting into that step, then I've got to recognise I've got a serious problem here and focus on how to minimise that waste. And in fact, reduce it and remove it would be the ideal thing. So when we talk about process step contribution, it's literally that. These steps that we're using to make what we're going to sell to clients, which of these steps are the useful value creating steps and which are the wasteful loss making steps? And this concept here was to be able to put a financial number on loss. We have cheated this by using the risk matrix. The risk matrix talks about financial consequences of failure versus against the frequency of failure. So the risk matrix allows us to put a dollar value on something going wrong. This process is probably more of an accounting approach than using the risk matrix. This comes back down to actual dollars and cents going in to the steps, dollars and cents coming out, and what's missing must be the waste that we're throwing away because things are not being processed correctly in that step. So this level of analysis would be what the accountants would typically do. I think you'd probably even call it lean accounting would be the sort of philosophy that we would adopt here. So this technique is very much an accounting-based investigation of loss and waste in the process that a company uses. I don't dwell on this a lot in plant and equipment wellness, but we have a methodology to actually go back and talk accounting language to our finance guys. We can actually analyse what's wrong with our process financially by using this approach here. Prefer to use the risk matrix because it's so much easier, so much quicker, so much faster and so much more visible than doing a lot of financial modelling. But if the accountants want to know where we can add value and where we can stop the waste and put that value lost back into the business, we can approach it as an accounting perspective. It can certainly be done because lean accounting does that already, and ABC, activity-based costing, also does that already. So we're going to use the ABC methodology at the process step level. And we can look at value in, value out. If the two are not equal, it must be waste. And if that waste is a big proportion of the value lost, then we have reason to go in and minimise that waste and hopefully reduce that waste.